Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn, Part 6 in our Emberpelts season. And last time, over there, just by that gap, we built a little tunnel system with some sluice gates that will filter the bad water right off the map. And then we redid our housing completely, and all of it is now here in this lovely, lovely housing complex. Today, we have a lot of unemployed beavers, with a few more on the way. But instead of adding to any production at the moment, I want to focus on getting tubeways established. Since we've got some remote areas over here, I think it might be good to have maybe like one here. Of course, one by the housing. Maybe if we can get something back here in this corner. Since there are some jobs back here, then maybe one over here somewhere. But the main reason I want to do this is we have our bad water way up here. It'd be great to have tubeways that come all the way up and allow them to access this area. Same up here for our underground, I'm sorry, for these guys, for our scavenger flags. I thought for a minute there was a mine. No, the mine will eventually be over here. And then also over here for capping one of these and then putting a bad water rig on the other. It would be nice to not have to have the beavers run all this distance, to be able to just jump into a tubeway and go. So I'm actually going to begin up here, simply because this is kind of like probably the worst area to try to get something built. And even though they can't quite get up here yet, I want to start here so that I can kind of plan out where this all needs to go. Of course, I guess we don't really need a two-way station here, because once we have this capped, these won't be in use anymore because there will be no more bad water flowing through here. Okay, so we just solved a problem already. Look at that. Look at us go. So we know that the bad water rig needs an entrance, so we will have to have something at that level so that they can get down there and get to it. But we'll want to do that after all of the bad water is contained. So we need this. How many signs do we have? 12,000. Okay, I gotta be careful. So I'm gonna unlock that. Do we have everything we need to build that? I believe we do. Yes, we do. And then we're going to unlock this. This may change orientation. I'm just trying to see exactly where I want to put it. I think what we can do to keep the beavers out of the bad tide is something like this. For now, this is temporary. We'll figure out where the door and all that's going to go. But we're not, or not the door, but the stairs and everything's going to go, but we won't want to put that in until the very end because we don't want our beavers to become contaminated. That would suck. So they won't be able to quite reach there. So in order to take care of that, let's just put a triple platform in and be done with it. And then I think for construction purposes, we may do like a temporary tubeway, kind of like over here-ish. Or maybe we can just let them walk around. Yeah, for now, we'll just let them walk around. So we're going to come here, go across here, and then just connect this up wherever we can. So, like I said, temporary. And then we'll bring the tubeway station on over and build a platform for it once we get the bad water under control. But they should now be able to start constructing all of this. So these dudes here need a tubeway station. Even though we're gonna have one here, you know what? Let's just build a few. It won't hurt anything. So I want to come into here to the tubeway stations. I can do the small one or the large one. We'll probably wind up doing a mixture of both. But for now, we're going to do that one, and then I want to look and see where I want to bring this down to. I'm thinking we just go like straight down and then over. The problem with that is I often have difficulty when I'm working with the different levels, trying to figure out what's exactly above or below and all that good stuff. So I want to kind of look at this here and So where can I get a tubeway station over here that's gonna be accessible to these guys? Probably like right here in this corner. And this might be where I want to use like one of the smaller ones, though I can't because the wind turbines are there. Okay, so we'll just go ahead. It's not a huge difference between the two, so I'm just going to go with the big one for now. And I wanted to get that established so that I can then come over here to the tubeway tunnel. I believe this is what I want to use. And get that under here, and then that's what I was afraid of. I can't see where it is down there. Yeah, like I said, this is where I really struggle. I wish I had like an option to make this kind of like partially see-through so that I could like still see where things are lining up. I have a hard time of getting things to line up. So I'm going to come down to here for now and run this way farther than it needs to be, I'm sure. And then we know we need to go down to level 1 beneath this one. And I don't know, I could have swore there was something that allowed you to build vertically instead of just horizontally, like Alt or something, but like if I hold down Alt, it still goes this way instead of up and down. If I hold down Control, it still goes horizontally instead of vertically. Same for Shift. I really thought there was something that provided that. For some reason, it's not wanting to go under there, so I'm going to put one and then get rid of this extra one here. That is now gone. And now I have the distinct privilege of trying to make sure that I keep this lined up. So what is it? Alt scroll? Yeah. I think if I just keep my mouse right here, they will be lined up. Is this like the way? Is this the way people do this? To build vertically? I don't know. It's the way I'm building vertically. And then we can come across and then to there, and then those should connect. And I don't think they'll have any problem getting to it since it is in tubeways. Once they get this station or this station constructed, they can just start blasting their way through inside the tubeway. I think that's a thing anyway. I could be totally wrong about that. And if I am, I know I'm going to hear about it. So down to here, back up one. I don't think I can go down one more, can I? I think I'll still be like in the water. Yeah, I'll be creating flooding, I think. So I want to go here and then scroll down. If I go here, is this going to... Yeah, that'll blast into the water, and that'll bring water over here, and it'll flood all this. So we don't want to do that. I'm going to pause. Well, it's nighttime, and I'll have to work on that. So when I go all the way down here, I know I don't have to click it that many times. I just kind of like to hear the click now and then. So, sorry. So that means we need to come up with an alternate way across. Of course, we already have this right here kind of in our way. No easy way to get out here, and I really want to kind of bring them from here and over. So in order to do that, we could probably go underground here and then maybe pop out over this way somewhere. Let's give that a shot. So if I go like here and here, and then bring this up, let me come up here. I don't think it's going to, but I'm going to try. So for this, I want a levee. No, I don't even need a levee for this. No. I can just do a regular tubeway there, and that should connect to the one below. And then I really don't want to do a levee here, but I don't really have much of a choice for this one little block because I have to go down. So we will do the levee there, then we'll do a regular tubeway already running into issues, aren't I? Yeah, okay. I do need to pause because I need to see what I'm doing here. So what if we then went like under here, back here? Oh my gosh, this is getting really convoluted really quick, but it's okay. Yeah, if I go into there, I would have to blast, and then that's gonna bring water up, and it'll be exposed, and so we might get flooding. We probably would get flooding. I could go around this way and bring it up here, but I don't know if that's that much closer, so I'm just gonna go right here. Tell me all about it in the comments. What you would have done differently, please. Like seriously. So, and if we go like that, that'll connect there, and now I want to resort to using some bridges because I like them. I like the way they look. So this is 4, but this is where I also have to like really start keeping an eye on our science. We only have 2.3 thousand left, so that's 4. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That corner with the 5. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to unlock the 6 if I do this. Well, we have a lot of researchers still, right? Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. So I'm not quite sure why the bridges, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't make a connection, but I found if I come in and just like delete one of the 2 end pieces, that it's fine. Maybe I'm not supposed to run it to the end, maybe I'm only supposed to run it to there and then have the next bridge there. That's a possibility. That's probably what's happening, but it's okay. We have a workaround, so yeah, I don't have enough for that. So for now, we're just gonna have to use 5s and be happy about it. I'm not entirely happy about it, but it'll just have to do. So we will continue that all the way over here to our housing. That actually went one more than I really wanted it to. So I'm going to get rid of this bridge. There we go. And we're going to go back with just a 3 here. Nope. No, we're not. We're going to do a 4. Because I don't have enough science. And then, is this going to work? So under housing, and I bet, oh, I can't afford it. Good. We have a walkway tube connection. Yeah. So this will... It only has a hole going one direction, though, so I'm not really certain if, like, I need to, like, put this thing over here, or if it can... You know what? Let's just find out. Let's just pause again and find out. Since it only has, like, the one hole in it, I just don't know if another tubeway over to this side will connect or not. Doesn't look like it is going to. It just, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So what I'm gonna do is, so if I put this here, I'll have to get rid of part of the bridge to get this to make a T-junction. I don't know. I don't need to be paused, I guess. So if I have, okay, let's go back. I want to see if I can get away with having this right here, if this will connect to the housing or not. I don't know that it will since the door's right there. But if it doesn't, we can just go up one. Is kind of what I'm thinking. And you don't need a tubeway station. Yeah, that said it was connected. Yeah, I'm seeing the path light up from that. So that is indeed connected. So, whereas, okay, there, I can tell that way that is not actually connected. So good. Good. We have a way to find out. Yeah, I know, hold down shift, and I don't have to do that, but whatever. So let's get a connection then running over here and use a station like here. I'm gonna need to get up a little bit though. I'd like it to ideally be like right about here, that way it's decent access for these jobs right here, or we could put it in behind here. You'd even maybe lose a couple trees, but I'd like it to be kind of in this corner. That way it's central to a lot of the haulers, And then these haulers only have to come out over this way. Or maybe they'll use this one, who knows. So yeah, let's come in here and put this in just temporarily to mark that for destruction, and then we are going to just blast one of those right out like that. And then I think to get over there, I may go underground. I may go like right straight across with the tunnels. It's not a bad idea. If I just go straight here. Oh, that did. What's up there that's saying no? Oh, it's the clay pit. Yeah, the clay pit. Okay, fine. Just connect like that. Either way, it gets where it needs to go. And then get rid of that. Then bring this back down. And then see where I can get all of this to connect. So this is going to come to there, but then that's like right there at those stairs. And that's never going to make a connection into where I want to go. But if I get rid of this one tree, we could make a connection. So we are going to get rid of that one tree. I'm going to prioritize this because I don't want to like lose my train of thought in what I'm building. So I'm just going to speed this up and jump cut to when this tree is gone. There we go. One of our beaver friends cleared that out. So we're going to need to go up here to go over these stairs, but we're also going to need to come up out of here. So let's do this for this connection. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. We'll use this to get here, and then if I have to delete that little bit, I will. I already know I'll have to delete it, but it leaves the platform there, which is kind of neat from the bridge. So then we should be able to connect this way, and then that should go down below, right? I mean, it's kind of looking like it doesn't want to, like it's not going to, but pretty sure it will. So then here, actually this needs to be a levee as well, or the blocky one. I think it's just two-way levee is the option. Yeah, let's get up here so I can see where I'm going. And then from here, we just come right up out of there. Yeah, that looks like it's going to make a connection like I want it to. It should be fine. I guess over here, I didn't need to do all that. Maybe I could have gotten away with just coming up. Hold on. What was under here? Where does this come out exactly? Yeah, that'll connect like that. That'll go down and that'll go down that way. So I don't need that bit. Alright, cool. So now I just want to get over here somewhere. I'm thinking I just want to build a couple platforms like right here and drop it off into there. And I think for this one we will do just a smaller tubeway station, though it will require a connection. So we can, I don't have enough for the smaller tubeway station. I would if I would let the game run faster, but I'm kind of in this mood of let's get it all planned out, watch them build some of it, and then see what the next project is. I'm kind of digging that idea. So we will have to use the larger tubeway station, unfortunately. And then we need a levee. And then we just need to go over there. Do we want to do this with the bridges, or do we want to like come to here and then tunnel? And then pop up with a tunnel there and just have a little combination? Or do we just want to tunnel under what we already have? I guess I could have done that. No, because the way where the stairs are, I had to go up here. But if I came like down here, I could tunnel and then shoot straight over to here and then pop it up there. I don't know. Let's do a mixture. I kind of like the idea of a mixture. So this needs to have a platform. This needs to be this. This needs to go here, but first, before that, let's put this underneath it. I don't think I can go underneath that, so we'll go around it. And then this needs to have a levee on top. I know this is silly, complex, overbuild, but I don't know. I'm kind of digging it. So I hope you're along for the journey here. And then we'll go up, but I want to get over the bridge. I want to use the bridge. Sir, this wasn't the best idea. Oh well, it's just gonna look dumb. That's all. It'll just look kind of stupid. So we'll go there. Okay, I'm just building more platforms than I ever needed. There, cool. So then here we need to just like turn the corner and then find the bridge. Go that way. No, it's not too bad. It doesn't look too stupid. I mean, it's not perfect, but it doesn't look... I'm okay with it, is what I'm trying to say. So then here, we will come up this way, and then I don't have the shorter spans unlocked yet, the 2s and 3s. So, let's just do this. We will come across like this, and then that is a 4, which that's what we have unlocked. Yeah, cool. So then we will go here. We will put... Whoops, I just built a platform somewhere. We will go like there with the 4, and then we will just finish it off. Nope, not up there. There we go. Well, I made a corner. I don't know why the other ones don't when you connect them to each other, but yeah, cool. So that gets this area connected. This area connected, this area connected, this area connected. And of course, they're working on all of this. I am going to low prioritize these. For now, I'd rather them get the tubeway system built, and then we can come back and worry about that. I saw people complain about water, or beavers complain about water, but currently that's just because of the distance that they have to travel. So, and this is almost done. I'm gonna pause that. These are paused. So now they should get to work up here and start blasting some things. The downside is we're not going to get to see a lot of it that's happening underground. So, yeah, we'll just have to kind of like trust the process and maybe check in for a while. But let's watch them get at least a little bit of this built. So something interesting I'm seeing as this is starting to get built is that here and here, like, there's no platforms on top, yet when it needs a platform, like there and here where the path was underneath or on top of it, they did use a platform. So how do they determine? I mean, they all required the same materials. I can't quite click that one. So, yeah, how are they determining what they need and where? Does this go across? I can't remember if there's one under it or not. So, come down. Yeah, it is. It's where it needs to be. Cool. But yeah, I just thought that was peculiar that even though we clearly built tunnels to the train and replace it with another building, it doesn't build platforms if it doesn't need to. Very strange. Anyways, let's watch them continue building. We won't see anything in the hill here, but we will be able to watch like progress through this area, and then as they move across, we'll be good to go. So cool. I believe everything's connected. The only thing I'm not sure about is this. If this is connected. I mean, it seems like it is, but I don't know. I mean, it lights everything up the same way, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of beavers coming over here. Or I don't see this a lot of activity here during the day. So we'll see. We will see. Before we let them... Oh, did I not pause both of these? I could have sworn I paused that. I think I want to change the orientation on this. Because... Actually, I don't have to. No, I don't have to. Never mind. What I want to do is... We're in a drought right now. I know that the bad water comes up to this level during a temperate season and during the bad tides in themselves. I want to go ahead and get... I really could have sworn I paused both of those. I want to get a tubeway over here so they don't have to go so far to bring supplies to this. So that's why I want to pause that. But I'm just trying to look and see what the best way to accomplish this is going to be. And I think the answer... I just got to see where all of this comes out. Okay, so I could come out like here. So if I put in like a platform... Oh, do I have enough? I have the small one unlocked. I've used it already. So I put like a platform there. And then I guess we could just done a 3, but whatever. So if I do... No, it's gonna have to come out more. Okay, all right. So let's fix this. This needs to come out this far so that I have room for a pathway in front of a question mark, or I could go this way with it and orient it like that. Yeah, that would work. Okay, that works. And then we can connect this to here. And then we can... I don't want to blast right next to that, though. I really need one more square here, don't I? Or one more tile. I guess I can just bring it out and over. It's not really the most efficient way, but at least it gets us to where we're not going to have the bad water leaking out. And we don't want that. Nobody wants bad water leaking out. So we'll just bring this under and back and right there, and that'll connect. It's not the prettiest solution, but if I were to put a tunnel here, the bad water could get up into here, possibly spill over. I doubt it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So we're gonna get this built real quick, and then we'll unpause these. And then see what we need to do about getting the bad water out of here. In fact, let's deal with that. Let's go ahead and just plan for that. So cool. This will fit. No, it won't. Trying to see where I can get a pump. We may have to do some other things. We'll come back to that idea. Let's get this stuff built here first. All right, they nearly have this completed. So we're going to come back over here. These are still lowest priority, so unpausing them will not cause them to stop working on the tubeways. But what I need to do is get a pump in here somewhere that is going to allow us to get all of this bad water out. And I think I see the solution here. If I come in like this and then bring a platform down to one more there, and then I can do some funky stuff here like that. Put a path in. This does block our access to here for now, but we need to pump all this out of here before we can give them access to that. Otherwise they'll get contaminated, and I don't believe we have anything to deal with contamination. We don't. So yeah, that's a whole thing we'd have to worry about. So yeah, these are all connected. So now it's just a matter of getting our pump in and then getting these two out of here. So I'm going to put these back to normal priority because there's no point in having the pump up here trying to drain this if this is still just putting out bad water. So we're going to get all of this constructed, and then we'll probably wrap up for the day. Wow, I forgot how long it took these bad water rigs to get built. So that's done, and somewhere, there it is. The discharge is done. I almost got the cap. So those are in. Now they're going to start working on the pump, but I realized I don't have anywhere for them to store bad water up here, and I really don't want them running back and forth to that tank. It's just not ideal. So instead, we are going to fabricate something. Oh, I thought I already had an excavator. I don't. Okay, that changes things a little bit. I was going to put some dirt blocks here and do an underground storage. I am going to do an underground storage anyway. Oh, I don't have this unlocked. I am still going to do an underground storage anyway. We're just going to put it here for now, and then once we have dirt, we probably relocate that. That way we can store just a ton of bad water. And for this one, where the discharge is, we may eventually come in and bring in dirt to try to separate these, though with this where it is, I don't know that I can. Yeah, that won't really work, will it? Because I wouldn't be able to get around this corner. Let's say it'd be nice if I could create like a dam here out of dirt or even blocks to let this be open, or just remove it entirely and have it kind of go out this way and maybe then back around and then off the map and utilize it for power. We are going to do some power things with these two bad water sources eventually. Right now power is not a huge pressing need, so I'm not all that concerned about it at the moment. What I am concerned about is getting this drained, so we've got our extra pump in now. These two should help some. This is dammed up, so I guess we could just let this keep flowing out as well. Yeah, that'll help it drain even quicker. There we go. Because these two pumps and this one will go as soon as this is drained out. I guess that really didn't do anything because this was stored here. Oh well, so now we just have the one. Also, that gives me a disconnected building. Oh no, the disconnected building is this. Yeah, whatever. I will just put a platform in here so they can still walk across there should they decide they want to. Yeah, that was kind of dumb to get rid of that. But hey, at least that's gone now, and I can get rid of those two. I'm sure, why not? So those are done. We will also tell them to please pick up the trash. There should be room to store all this. Oh yeah, plenty of room to store all that. So awesome. We do have a flooded building. Oh yeah, okay, obviously, because it's in the bad tide still. So I just need this one pump to get this dry. Sadly, there isn't really like a good place to bring in another one. I have to go around, and I guess I could bring one in over here. It's not the worst idea ever. I think. Let's see. So if I go like this, and then nope, one more. Go there, and then bring this in this way. This in this way, and then two there, then I could get one more pump there just to kind of speed things along. Yeah, that'll hopefully help. I don't know how much, but what I do want to check while they're getting that built is we're going to come over here. I'm going to wait for the next morning. I'm just not convinced that this thing's working. I haven't seen any beavers really utilize it, and yeah, they light up when a beaver goes through. So if they were using this, it would light up. Right? I just keep seeing beavers using stairs over here by the housing. So I'm not convinced that this is... Oh, well, though they went... No, that's just lighting up from that. I don't see this lighting up at all. And this is the time of day we would start seeing it. But let's get it to morning when I would expect a mass exodus to this thing, because it should be the best way out of here. And we'll see if it's working or not. Yeah, I don't think it is. Okay, so that's kind of what I thought when I built it, is that it wasn't actually connected. So what we're gonna do is a levee there, and then I mean, it says that that's connected to the pathway, but like, where does that hole have to connect? Like into the building? No, obviously not. So, does this work this way, or do I then have to come in and like connect that with a tube there? Like, do I have to do something silly like, whoops, like this. I haven't played with these quite enough to know the answers to all of this. So do I have to do that to make that work? I don't know. I'm going to pause all of that and see if I just start seeing any activity come through here now. I mean, again, it says it's connected to the pathway, but I don't know if that's because it's connected to the house and the houses are connected to the pathway, or if it's because, yeah, I don't know. So we'll wait for morning again to see if this thing starts lighting up, or if we see beavers coming out here. Hey, they like standing up there. We'll find some way to gauge whether or not it works. I know these work because I've used them in another save. But I also connected the tube right there off of that, so I'm not certain if it has to be connected there or not. We'll see in just a moment. All right, morning is upon us, and yeah, they're all still scattering out through there. So I'm going to build this. I don't know that this is the solution, but at least it gets that connected, and maybe that will help. I don't know, but we'll know if they're using it because now we'll be able to clearly see this one lighting up. So that will work to our advantage, at least somewhat, even if it's not necessary. And I guess if all else fails, I could go back and look at my other save where I did use this to get it connected to housing and see what I did differently. So it turns out that if this is the case, then this was unnecessary, but whatever. Oh, yep, there they go. It's functional now. So it does have to be connected to that hole. So this little bit was unnecessary, but it's now working. So in the next morning and even at evening, we should see the majority of our beavers coming through here instead of going down the stairs and picking up a tube station elsewhere. So very, very, very cool. What I'm going to do is just let the game run for a bit. We are very quickly draining this down. So I'm just going to let it run, get this drained, and get this guy connected. It'll take a while with just 2 pumps, but I'm willing to wait. It'll be fine. So, yeah, that's the plan for the moment, and I'll see you after the cut with this getting connected. So there we go. It just finished clearing out. I did add in a 3rd pump there as the level went down, and then as the level went down even more, I added in a 4th, but now it all needs to go. I don't know how much of this they're going to be able to recover. The logs, none. But we're going to let them recover a lot of this. And while that's happening, we're going to put in another set of stairs there. And then I just need to get them down 1. Like, if I do that, will that work? Let's find out. I could do a ladder there, too. It seems to look like it's going to connect, so we'll see. So I want to get the debris cleaned up and get the ladders in, and then I think we'll be good to go. And this is all capped off. This will be able to start being our source of bad water. I'm going to go ahead and crank up the number of workers. They have a little bit of a walk to where they're currently storing it, but that'll change once I get a dirt excavator. We can just create some dirt over here, and it'll be fine. So we're going to clean everything up first. I'll build the ladder. There they go. They're building the ladders. Yeah, they're working on it. Cool. So that gets that ladder in. That gets that ladder in. No more unconnected building. I did go ahead and go with forced bad water extraction, which is going to use some of our extract. We'll see how that works out. If it turns out that we're using bad water quicker than we can make extract, then I will change gears. So yeah, this is all now just logs. So let's do a little bit of further demolition here. Maybe. There we go. I don't know how much of this they'll be able to reach, but I would like to have everything picked up. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up, and then we will actually wrap up. Awesome. So that's all cleaned up. I accidentally deleted the platform that stuck out over there, though I didn't mean to. I was like, oh, let's get rid of all the platforms, forgetting that that was the connection to the tubeway. They still can get around that way, but, you know, not necessary. So yeah, I am very, very pleased with how this has all turned out. I think that we have a good tubeway system set up. Just trying to find a place to, get my old screenshot. I think we have a good tubeway system set up that is going to allow us to get future expansion done a lot easier. Establishes kind of the backbone of what we're going to need throughout this, and helps right now. I mean, as they were able to build out the tubeways, they were able to get to the other areas a lot quicker to continue building them. So it's good all around. I did change this back to regular badwater. It uses 2 extract per every 3/4 of an hour, whereas the centrifuge only produces 1 every 3/4 of an hour, so we would have eventually run out. But we're going to leave it here for today. I think we've done some very good work, and until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.